America's Got Talent is rigged. America's Got Talent is fake. And I'm gonna prove it to you. And if you don't believe it now, you'll probably believe it after. Number 1, AGT champions. Marcelito Should've didn't win. Okay, that's not really a reason. Is it? Is it? Is it? Now, they base their decisions a lot of the times, whether someone goes through, on whether or not the superfans send them through. But what they don't tell you is that the superfans are not even superfans. They're people who don't even know who these freaking acts are. They have no idea. Random people who walked in off the street and were available to show up in the studio audience that particular day. That is what a superfan is. Somebody who is in the building. There are plenty of posts on Reddit talking about this from people who went to the shows. So I looked up how you become a superfan for champions, and you have to be near the studio in California and identify with another state. So you don't even have to be in another state. They mentioned it in their show too. The superfans from the 50 states.
I mean, you are so brave. I don't know how the superfans at the 50 states are gonna do this today. Superfans at the 50 states.
Like, it's not even from the 50 states. They're people who identify with a state. The person doesn't even have to have ever been to that state to identify with Oklahoma. Right off the bat, the superfans that are supposed to be voting for these acts to go through aren't even real. It's fake. It's all not real. It's total garbage. Another reason, these beginning stories, these backstories before they do their performances and everything, a lot of the times, it's not even real. It's not even a real thing. They're just doing it for dramatic effect. There's plenty of testimonials of people who have gone on this show, like this guy right here who pretended to be a Jewish rapper or rapping rabbi on Britain's Got Talent, which is the same people as America's Got Talent, just so he could kind of out the vetting process. It's not geared towards who's the most talented. It's geared towards who Simon Cowell and who the producers of the show, aka Simon Cowell and his team, think will be the most marketable and think that they can make the most money on and get the most ad revenue from. It has nothing to do with the talent. It has nothing to do with, because if it had to do with talent, if it was really about the fans' votes, Marcelito Should've would have won. That's why I say that. I'm not butthurt about him not winning, okay? The show hasn't even aired yet when I'm recording this, so maybe I'm wrong and he did win. But that's not what all the sources say. They all say that he lost and he's in like 4th or 5th place, which means he's the 4th or 5th most marketable out of the people that were scouted by America's Got Talent. These people didn't just decide to go. They were scouted by America's Got Talent. Someone else who has been scouted, Rumi Official, he did a video why you shouldn't watch TV talent shows, including Got Talent, American Idol, X Factor, The Voice, etc. He says that he was scouted by a lot of these shows for them asking him to come do the show, come perform on the show.
I've been approached a few times by different shows. I'm not going to say which shows, but like, for example, one show kept calling me even though I said no, because they were like, oh, but it would be so good. You could come on and you could do your voices. And then she was like, oh, but you can come in and only do the audition. You don't have to be part of the rest. And I was like, okay, so you want me to come in, pretend that I'm trying to be on the show, and then you'll say no because I wouldn't even join anyways? It's just for their production. Another show called me and had seen the Voices videos, and they were like, we will pay for your stay, we will pay for your hotel.
I've always known that it was fake when the auditions come, and they got to have some comic relief, so I'm sure the producers send some obviously bad people in there just to create a little excitement and laughter. Where I have a problem is where they're taking these people that think they're going to a talent show and manipulating their entire backstory, their entire future career, pretty much everything a talent show is supposed to be about, which is showing the world your talents. The producers don't let you pick the songs. They pick the songs for you, which in essence means they pick the winner. Because if they're picking your act, if they're telling you what you can and cannot do, they're going to make sure that the acts or the songs or whatever that is they let you perform, they're going to make sure that is appropriate for where you are placed in the competition, which again has zero to do with actual ability and talent. The comments aren't even real half the time. They're scripted. They're not even freaking real. Don't believe me? Still need proof? React to the World, another channel that I like, did a great video on the comments on Marcelito Pomoy's last performance. There's something strange about the way Simon Cowell says this.
Side-by-side comparison.
I think you've got a massive career in front of you. I really, really do. I think you've got a massive career in front of you. I really, really do.
What the hell?
Seems in the semifinals, which I also watched, he said the exact same thing in the exact same way. So there you go. It just proves to me 120,000% that the comments aren't even real. They're just edited and snipped in for dramatic effect. Now, in the beginning of this competition, this current competition, Howie said that he couldn't give Marcelito Pomoy the golden buzzer because it was too early in the competition.
You are so worthy of the golden buzzer. This is very early in the night, and I can only choose one.
When in reality, he'd already given it away to the Dancing Stormtroopers. That's not how the show was edited and put together, but that is how the order that it was filmed. So he said that knowing that Marcelito was going to be put in the beginning of the program, even though it was filmed after the Dancing Stormtroopers had already performed. This is a Reddit post from someone who claimed to have been at the show at the time of filming and confirms this. Pretty sure I remember their original auditioned air. They made it seem as if the golden buzzer had not yet been hit. The Stormtrooper one is the first act, and Simon gave it to them. When Marcelito came up, they had to say that it's too early since in the show they had edited it so it looked like Marcelito came up first. But in reality, they can't give it anymore because it was given to the Stormtroopers in the very first act of the night. The people's votes don't actually matter. The contestants' talent doesn't actually matter. The contestants' choices, what they want to perform, that really doesn't even matter because they don't have a say in what they're going to perform. What kind of talent show is this? You can't even pick what you're going to perform. It's more or less a game show. And normally, I'd be totally fine with this. I mean, it's for TV, it's a game show. They are manipulating, embarrassing, destroying young people that come on this show with the dream of being a superstar and then being embarrassed in front of the entire world for ad revenue. So you don't even get to write your own story. You just get to perform what the producers think your best angle is going to be. Every last bit of what I just said screams fake. And I'm not the only one who thinks this, so it's not like I'm breaking the mold. There are videos upon videos upon videos exposing America's Got Talent, yet they continue to do it without even thinking about it. Why? Because their ratings are good enough to do it. Because they're taking people like Marcelito Pomoy, who has a giant following, and putting them on national television, as if they are giving him a chance to broaden his audience. Marcelito's situation in particular definitely highlights the fact that this is a fake competition. He releases a video 2-3 days ago talking about this exact topic. There was also an early release by AGT. Some say it's because there was a leak and they wanted to get the views from the leak. A news channel apparently got leaked footage of AGT of the competition of Marcelito's performance. Somebody had to give it to the news station. The news station didn't break into AGT's console. It's just too coincidental that Marcelito Pomoy comes out saying something about not being able to pick his choice, not being happy about the process, and then a video gets leaked. His performance, and only his performance. I honestly, firmly believe that AGT saw that he was getting views and traction, and it was starting to kind of expose this fakeness of AGT, this manipulation that they do, not only to the contestants, but to the viewers. So for a bit of damage control, to take the attention away from that, they leaked this footage to whatever news station, just some humdrum NBC news station that they could care less about. They probably had a friend in the studio, and that gave them reason to release their own early release version of the same clip. So no one is the wiser. If you're a producer of that show, you're trying to look at it from their perspective, from a PR perspective, that is an excellent play. One of your underlings or one of your contestants is talking smack and it's gaining traction. You want to take attention away from that. So how do you do that? Create a scandal. Leaked footage, early release. And it just happens to be on the same guy who is gaining traction talking about the process. So all of that is just way too coincidental for it to have happened by chance. It's pretty obvious to me that that is what happened. It just adds to the growing and growing pile of garbage that is AGT. I know there's some stuff that I didn't cover, mostly because I didn't write any of this down and I forgot a lot of it. I know I've missed a lot of things, but my air conditioner is literally out at my house, so I have to climb in the attic and fix it. I'm not kidding about that, by the way. I literally have to climb in the attic and change a fan motor. That's life. What are you gonna do? I would love to go into much more detail about how this competition is fake and how it's not real. If this video reaches 1,000 likes, I mean, it might not even reach 1,000 views, but if it reaches 1,000 likes, I will make a more in-depth analytic type video with receipts on how they are fake. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out one of these. Maybe you'll like one of them too. And tell me what you think. Are they fake? Should I definitely make another video exposing AGT and people like them? Or just don't watch them? I mean, that's the other option, isn't it? So thanks for watching. And hopefully I didn't burst anybody's bubbles. I don't know. I do wish Marcelito would have won. If this was a real competition, Marcelito would have won.